All right, welcome back, everybody, to It's Different States. I'm Andrew,
I'm Zach.
and this week we're just talking about all sorts of different TV shows that we've been watching and how we feel about them and whether or not these streaming services are working out and if it's worth having all of them because there's a lot of them now. And
I've learned something, Bennett.
yeah,
We can easily do this. I don't know if we can do it with Netflix anymore because they're kind of cracking down on it.
mhm,
You get like a couple friends together,
mhm,
all right? Get a couple friends, and you designate what which person's gonna buy which streaming service.
mhm,
So I have HBO Max right now.
mhm,
That's the one I'm paying for personally, and I let Adam use it,
mhm.
and I let my family use it. Whatever. So there's that exchange. Well,
Yeah,
he lets me use Crunchyroll, and before that he let me use Hulu, but he doesn't use Hulu anymore.
mhm.
And I have Netflix that my parents pay for, and so I feel like if we just designate a group of people,
Yeah,
just give each person a designated
yeah.
app that they're going to pay for, it all works out perfectly well.
I mean, I won't confirm which I'm getting from who, for me, but I there are a few that have never paid for
Yeah.
personally that I use. But like I will say I use Hulu and HBO Max are the two that I definitely pay for.
Mhm.
Um, and Amazon Prime as well.
Oh,
But the
I did
rest I
Amazon
don't.
too. Yeah.
Um,
I
what?
trying to think. Trying to think.
Well, here's the thing: is that I know that Hulu for sure because I have Hulu Live. It has to be like region based.
Mhm.
And so, like, if I were to give my sister who lives in Kansas, my like information to use it, like, it would ask her to make her TV, computer, phone, whatever, like the home device for the account. So, and you can only change it 4 times a year. So, you
You'd be
know,
kind of screwed over.
yeah, exactly. So you don't want to do that.
No, not at all. I mean, it was kind of like a give and take. Like I let Adam use one of my accounts, but then he got rid of it, so now it's just basically him and I just using the HBO one together.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was just like, I'm tired. Like I wanted to watch like a show, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna end up paying for HBO Max sooner rather than later. So
Mm-hmm.
might as well just do this. And I mean, I've watched it like a good amount. Like there's a couple good movies
Oh yeah,
on
there's so much
there,
stuff.
and I was able to watch like a bunch of the Justice or not the Justice League, the like the DC universe on that,
Mm-hmm.
and but yeah, I've been using that a lot, and now with Amazon, they're starting to kick up their original series,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be pretty dope. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've had Amazon Prime forever, and it's usually like I never really used it apart from just like ordering stuff, but now that they're doing all these TV shows and all that,
Mm-hmm.
good that I have it now.
Yeah, I've always watched like their headlining TV show, whether it's like Man in the High Castle or um, I don't know what's another, The Boys or something else. So I've always like had a reason to eventually check out like an Amazon Prime show, but like I don't. It's not my go-to by any means
Oh
if
no,
I'm looking for something. Um,
no, like have you ever like tried like flipping through their like movie selection and all that type of stuff?
um, yeah, I try, but it's like sometimes it's a little confusing, and I don't.
Gavin needs to chill out, man. It is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's no time to be
She's sleepy. As soon as I
chilling.
start doing this, he wakes up.
It's usually how it works.
I know.
But yeah, their movie selection is terrible. It's like it's almost
Hmm.
as bad as Netflix in in regards to their movie and TV selection. Like it's a bunch of just like maybe D minus movies all
Hmm.
throughout their entire thing with a couple gems in it. But I
Yeah.
was able to finally start watching. Remember that Banshee show I talked about like a while ago? But the guy
Uh
who
huh.
plays what's his name? The bad guy in The Boys,
Okay.
Homelander.
Hmm.
Yeah, I finally that's on HBO, so I was like,
Oh,
ooh,
cool.
yeah. So I was able. I'm watching it right now, picking up
Mm-hmm.
where I left off. So that's a pretty interesting find yesterday. I was just scrolling through HBO and I was like, oh, here we go, but completely forgot how risque that show was. It's like it was like a legit, like not even 5 minutes into the show where I was just like, maybe I should close my door. There's like a few a few spots where I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh.
Yeah,
What about you?
it's.
What have you been watching, Bennett?
Well, most recently I watched Invincible on Amazon. Since we're talking about it, they only released the first 3 episodes. They're kind of following the Boys season 2 route, where they release like a couple episodes and then it goes to weekly,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not a fan of. Uh,
Well, you got to get used to it, man. That's every show now.
I'm still gonna be mad about it.
Still gonna.
Gonna, um, which I love the first 3 episodes.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm excited to see where everything goes. Like I'm genuinely
completely caught
interested
off
in the
guard.
mystery of the show.
Completely caught off guard with that
Mm-hmm.
ending to the first episode. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like I was like, okay, well, I should expect some gore. I mean, but I was not expecting that type of gore. Like, holy crap! I was sitting there, I was just like, I was wide-eyed. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, it was rough to watch, even though it was animated, which was the
Yeah.
weird thing. Uh, and then I just love like because like their version of the Justice League is like the Guardians of the
It's
Globe,
yeah.
and they're like kind of like even they're like cheesy versions of the
Hmm.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Like dark like Batman is like this
Darkwing or something
Dark
like that.
Wing who rides like a floating skateboard or surfboard or whatever.
Well, they did copy basically Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, it was Martian Man. That was all. I just
But
started laughing.
I was like, you're not even being inconspicuous with that one. You're just
Mm-hmm.
straight up just going for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that was good. And they had War Woman.
Yep. And
Mm-hmm.
then Omni Man
Mm-hmm.
instead of Superman, which it was weird because he was taking all that damage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was just like, wait, if he's all this powerful, why is he getting hurt from all this?
Superman
Like,
gets hurt.
yeah, but like, he doesn't get to the point where he's bleeding, unless it's like with kryptonite.
Uh, I don't know. I think it just depends on who he's fighting.
I'll have to ask Adam about that.
I don't know. DC's weird.
Yeah.
They just make up the rules as they go.
Marvel for life.
Speaking of Marvel,
Oh
how's your
yeah,
new
we got
favorite show?
Bennett. You're supposed to be watching it with me,
I don't know if
and
I
I'm kind of
can.
disappointed that you're not.
Ugh.
You're gonna have to sooner or later.
Mm, I'll bet on later. Later
No, but we
sounds nice.
later sounds like the best alternative. We got the second episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Hmm.
It was good. I mean, it's not great yet, but I mean, it was good. I mean, it's keeping pace with like what it's supposed to be, and that's a superhero show. And I just realized this. They're really playing into the stereotyping and the real world tropes that's going on right now
Okay.
with in regards to African Americans being treated differently, and in this recent episode, it really showed with when it came to Sam and a player introduction that was really interesting. I didn't personally know about this, but there was a guy in the show that was called the Black Captain America.
Okay.
He fought in like Vietnam or Korea, one of the two, and he was
Hmm.
given like the same. It was basically the character from the comics. It was basically uh, it was pulled from real life when back in like Vietnam, African Americans were being experimented on, like given like syphilis drug and all that type of stuff.
Hmm.
And instead of syphilis, they were given the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
and it was basically just a testing to see who can and can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And this one guy, out of like a bunch of people, was the only survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to gain like super like strength, speed, basically everything that Captain America had. And he was rewarded, from what he said, was that he was rewarded by being thrown in jail for 30 years.
Whoa.
So I guess in the comics, the reason he went to jail was because he tried stealing Captain America's costume.
Mm.
Because remember, at this time, Captain America wasn't unfrozen yet, or he wasn't
They thought
found.
he was dead.
Yeah, they thought he was dead. So they like found a suit or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and he stole it because he felt that he deserved the moniker of Captain America,
Mm-hmm.
and then was thrown in jail. But then it basically played into everything that was like like police brutality, racism, and it's really pulling from that trope of real worldism. So
Okay.
uh, I don't know. Like I said, they're bringing back characters. So they brought White Wolf back. I don't remember if you know who that is.
Mm-mm.
It's basically the name that the Wakandans gave Bucky.
Oh, right.
So they gave that. They are basically saying there's a bunch of people with super soldier serum running through their veins. And there's like a bunch of theories about the Thunderbolts and Thaddeus or Ross Thaddeus Thunderbolt, or
Mm-hmm.
the guy who ends
Red
up
Hulk.
turning into the Red Hulk. And
Yeah.
but then you got Zemo coming back, as you can tell from the trailers and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it took a couple episodes when it came to WandaVision in regards to it being a good show.
Right.
So, well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait till like maybe like 4 or 5,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how many episodes there are. I don't know how many episodes there's gonna be, but um, then it's just basically just Kurt Russell's son trying to be Captain America, and Sam and Bucky not wanting him to be Captain America, and it's interesting, but I don't know. I'm not excited to watch it every week.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's disappointing.
WandaVision was fun, like up until like past the like fourth episode, because that's when like they stopped doing like what they needed to do in regards to introductions and everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think once they get past that, we'll be in the clear with how good the show is.
I just feel like from what I heard from you and from what I'm maybe like seeing a little bits and pieces online, I still don't fully know what happened in that show, but I do know that um the Quicksilver actor, I always forget his name, Peter something,
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters, like that whole situation with him
Yeah,
was
it was
like
swept
just
under.
not worth
Yeah,
it, basically.
yeah, it completely was. It was just like they brought in Evan Peters because um they could,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I guess it's Marvel, so they're just meaning to mess with the viewers and just be like make them think more into something than is actually needed. So
Yeah.
he was just there for like comedic effect, and he wasn't the actual Quicksilver. He was just it was a spell.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I'm not expecting like too different for when it comes to this show or Loki or
I think
whatever,
Loki is actually
Hawkeye.
going to translate into Doctor Strange and all those movies, because
Mm.
Wanda's coming back in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man, which releases at the end of the year. By the way, they just finished up filming earlier this week.
Oh wow.
Spider-Man, yeah, I saw that.
And we're finally getting Black Widow in
Oh yeah,
May.
$30 for I think the May 2nd, I think it is.
I'll get to something in a second, but I have something to say about that price when it
Yeah,
comes to that.
what's
Well, I
that?
guess we
That's
could
like
just
two
move on.
movie tickets.
Yeah, so I didn't even think about this until I went onto Netflix and I watched the Blockbuster documentary.
Okay.
And you haven't seen it yet, right?
No.
Do you care if I just talk openly about it?
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, so basically, they just kind of did a whole history of like Blockbuster, like how it started, how it fell, and everything in between, like where the current last one is and all like that, and what they're up to even like in 2021 basically. Um, so Blockbuster and other like movie service companies basically would buy VHS tapes from like these movie studios who were trying to sell them because VCRs were becoming more popular and they were trying to get people to buy their movies. But the film industry was trying to sell a single VHS tape for like $100. And the reason they were doing that was because if you Zach buy a VHS tape, which we this will relate to something you brought up earlier with the streaming services, you're just gonna hey everybody come over to my house, we'll watch this movie. So if you're
Mm.
paying like $20 for that, or even less in some cases, like you can just it's like they're getting ripped off, like the film industry, because one person could share it with 12 people or more.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we got to offer like it at a higher rate. Like you have to be able to if you're gonna like
Make
potentially
a
show
decent
this to other
profit from
people.
it.
Yeah, so they have to also make profit. So Blockbuster would buy those movies and put them on the shelves and rent them out. That's how it really started. And they actually, well, I don't know if they specifically did, but some company that was doing the same thing, renting out films, got sued by the film industry. It went all the way to like the Supreme Court, and they ruled that it was legal because once they bought the tapes, they could do whatever they want with them.
Hmm.
So that's how that started out. So like when it comes to this whole like $30 for like Mulan or Black Widow or whatever, um, there is like a kind of an understanding of like they might share this with multiple people in a house.
Mm.
So they're probably gonna like I'm surprised it's $30 and not like was 30 for Mulan.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
and I
like
know
30 or like 35 or something
there
like
were some
that.
YouTubers who I follow who were like a little too protect like defensive about that. Um, because like there was a lot of backlash from people being like, why isn't it just a part of Disney Plus or
Hmm.
whatever, like a part of the deal when you pay for the subscription. But like there was some YouTubers who just went a little above and beyond. They were like, honestly, I'd pay like close to $60 for a movie, like a brand new movie to come out. And
Why?
like
That's
people
like
immediately were like, don't say that. Like just don't even like give them the opportunity to do things like that.
that's like legit triple the price if it would be just to buy a DVD.
But they're saying
I
like,
remember buying Spider-Man: Homecoming when it first came out with
yeah,
my sister for her birthday,
well
and it was
you're
like
renting
20
that.
bucks,
Hmm
25 bucks.
And this you would be renting for a limited time, and
Yeah.
and the justification for those people who said that was like, oh well, two tickets, at minimum maybe them and their wife or whatever, plus like
That adds up
snacks
quick.
and sodas or parking or whatever. They're like, yeah, it'll all add up to like sometimes it'd add up to like $100 or whatever, and
Jesus
like a night
Christ.
out. So they're like, if I'm paying like 30 or 60 or whatever, like that's still on par. I'm like, well, like let's be reasonable here.
I mean, at the same time, like if you're paying, you don't need to get like that extra stuff like when you go to a theater. Like
You don't have
there's
to, yeah.
exactly. So you could just go there to see the movie. You don't need to get
I've done that,
snacks. You
yeah.
don't need to do all that stuff. I mean, you can bring your own snacks and just hide them, which I have not done. But it's easy to like have some self control when it comes to these types of things. Like, yeah, I understand like these companies need to make a profit.
hmm
I understand that. Like, and I feel like 30 bucks is perfectly fine considering that it's like maybe 12, $15 for two movie tickets at a theater.
hmm
And it's basically like say you're just, you're going and just renting it. And like you're renting it the same day, you don't have to go anywhere, but I feel like that's a perfect amount for you to be able to watch it for just like a day.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to charge something for like 60, 70 bucks for a movie,
hmm
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's like really dumb and annoying to say that you paid $60 for it. It could be a bad movie and you paid
Exactly.
$60 for a bad movie. It's just and
Yeah.
like that's what I kind of like feel like the same is like if back when movie theaters were a thing, you'd go pay money to see this movie and you had doubts to go see this movie and you walk out halfway through the movie, what was the point of paying that money? I
Mhm.
don't understand that.
Mhm.
Like, either stay and just get your money's worth, or just don't pay for the movie at all and just wait for it to come out on, like rent it for like $7. But I don't know. Like, I feel like um now they have to like upcharge it because back in the day when like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video were a thing, like you rent it, but you'd only get it for like 3 days,
Mhm.
and it was $7. And
Yeah.
like they, or they like they, I think they mess with the prices depending on like when the movie came out or like how popular the movie was.
Mhm.
Like you get it for 3 days, and then the movie come like you could get it back, and then someone else could buy it. You're basically just moving the movie from person to person for money.
Mhm.
But now you don't even get to keep this movie. Like, say you're paying $30 to rent it for a day,
Yeah.
but you don't get to keep it. And once
Mhm.
the movie's out, you have to buy it again. So I don't know. Like I'm not like in a huge I'm not in a huge rush to see this Black Widow movie.
No,
I still haven't even seen the Mulan movie, and
I'm not gonna see that.
I guess like I think they're getting criticized already for just doing this, because people are like, well, we've been waiting years for this movie. Okay,
That's
well,
kind of
wait a
true.
couple more months and it'll be out on DVD, and just pay for it once. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get the same movie on DVD for maybe like almost $10 cheaper than it would be to just rent it.
Mhm.
So it's I don't know, but then there's no middle ground. You either get you get the viewers that are pissed that you have to pay $30 to rent the movie for a day, or you got the movie companies that are pissed off, like at HBO Max, or basically just streamlining them from theater or straight from theater to HBO for free. So
Yeah,
there's
I
really
like
no middle ground.
HBO's method the most right now, where it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, where it's like, hey, we're gonna just show the movie on our platform for 30 days, and once it's gone, it's gone
I
until
feel like
they
this
release it.
it wouldn't even be like an argument if we didn't have the pandemic going around, but we're still in the pandemic.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like, yeah, I mean, people are getting vaccinated and everything, but people, there's you still can't treat it like nothing's happened.
Mhm.
I feel like it'd be a very different scenario if this pandemic didn't happen. Like, movie theaters would still be open. They would have all these releases. You saw how bad Tenet did. I mean, didn't you? You actually went to go see Tenet in the theater, right?
I wanted to, and I just didn't. Like, I just
You
kind of,
just didn't.
yeah.
I knew people that drove to Ohio, like here in Michigan, they drove to Ohio to go see Tenet.
Mm.
I would never in my life do that for any movie.
Mhm.
I would never drive a state away to go see one movie for an hour and then just go home.
Right.
That's really dumb.
Mhm.
But it's it's just that these like movies aren't making money right now.
Mhm.
It's damn near impossible for them to make money with everything that's going on. Tenet did horrible. Tenet was directed by Christopher Nolan, one of the most prolific directors in cinema history,
Mhm.
and
And he got
it
pissed.
made like only like $3 million at the box
He got
office.
real pissed when Warner Brothers told him that they were gonna put it on HBO Max,
Exactly.
and he was like, "No, it's not meant for that." And he was like, we have to." Like it was sort of his fault for letting that happen,
Hmm.
but uh, like, and now he's just mad that it didn't work his way, basically.
Either way, you're gonna piss off someone,
Mm-hmm.
and would you rather piss off the hand that bites you or the hand that feeds you?
Mm-hmm.
So take what you want from it. Take what you feel like who you don't want to piss off less from.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was me, I'd not want to piss off the people that are viewing the movie. That's the people I wouldn't want to piss off. Because there's
Mm-hmm.
always going to be directors. People are always going to want to direct movies. You can always get a good director, but if people don't want to watch the shit, then what's
Yeah.
the point of having the good director? So
All right. So speaking of movies and their franchises, we got a reboot sequel to The Mighty Ducks. as a
Oh
TV
shit.
show.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be talking about King Kong in there for a second.
Oh yeah, King Kong and
King Kong
Godzilla
comes out this week.
this week. Yeah, what?
They have a countdown on HBO Max.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it's like 4 days or something like
Hmm.
that.
I keep forgetting about it, but I'm like, I can watch that. Like I could, as soon as it
I'm gonna
drops, I
watch
can
that for
watch it.
free.
Yeah,
But yeah, it.
no
I probably
additional
won't even
cost.
watch it.
Yeah, so we'll be watching that this week, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, the Mighty Ducks looks like a kids show. Um,
It looks like the epitome of a 2000s kids show.
hmm.
Granted, the movie was probably really cheesy. We just didn't want to accept it.
No, I've seen it as an adult. It's still pretty cheesy, but
Oh
you know,
yeah,
oh
I
yeah.
haven't watched it since I was like real young.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I watched it like last year, I think. Um, oh, I watched just the second one. I don't think I've watched the first one in a long time. Because I think the second one's better.
hmm
But yeah, I'm not planning on watching this. I don't think you are.
I
Uh,
have no inclination to ever
yeah,
watch that
so
show.
I asked my sister who has a kid if she'll watch it, and so
Isn't the kid
I'll
like
report
3?
back. It doesn't mean they're not gonna watch it. Trust me. Um,
Okay.
they're on Disney Plus all day long. Um,
I feel like the only people that are gonna watch this show are the really nostalgic people.
maybe.
You know, like the
Hmm.
people who were just diehard Mighty Ducks fans.
Dear God.
They're just like, or you just got kids that are young age. Like it's probably gonna hit the specific demographic that it was supposed to hit.
Yeah, before we started this, I was like thinking about it, and I'm like, do I want to watch this? And I was like, man, is it gonna be as good as the old movies? And I was like, hold on, why do I care? It was meant for kids then. It's meant for kids
It's meant for
now.
kids now.
I'm an adult. I should not even care to watch this.
I'm a big boy.
Ugh.
No, I mean it's like basically the only thing on TV now or on streaming services that is are either
Mhm.
sequels or reboots.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I
It's
don't know
bad.
how this could get, even got brought about, like, because that movie came out what in the early 90s,
Mhm.
and you got these, they're just like in a boardroom saying Mighty Ducks, Mighty Ducks, Emilio Estevez, Mighty
Oh, God,
Ducks.
what franchises do we own?
Look at all of them.
They just pull out a Rolodex.
Oh my God, Star Wars, baby Star Wars.
We don't.
Okay, we're doing
We can't.
Star Wars.
I can't.
Not again.
Mm.
Give it 10 years.
New Star Wars animated. Got it.
But it's I don't know. It's probably gonna do just just well enough that they're gonna be like, all right, second season confirmed. You know, it's not gonna do as well as the Mandalorian because I feel like the
course
Mandalorian
not.
had the nerd society behind it.
Yeah.
You had
There
a
is.
bunch of just,
There is. If there is, it's small. There is probably no hardcore fan base for the Mighty Ducks.
oh no, I mean just probably like I said, like a bunch of
It's parents who have
nostalgic.
kids now who
Yes.
watched it. Yeah.
Like I saw a TikTok a while ago where it was just like people saying or doing like a voiceover like of shit that would never be allowed in a hockey game,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the flying V as one. Was it the goalies switching
Goalie. Yeah.
spots or
Yeah.
something like that? And it's just like, yeah, that's never gonna happen. It's probably like a penalty too. So
Knuckle puck,
But
probably.
I feel like now they're just bringing in, like they're having all these other people. So like I said, they have Riley from Letterkenny
Mm-hmm.
being as one of like the bad guy coach. I think.
Oh. Whoa.
I think he's gonna be the bad guy coach, which
Okay.
I don't know how that's gonna work, but and then you got
He's gonna
the
be
chick
really
from-
comedic then, like comedically bad at being bad.
Yeah, he's gonna be like the funny. He's gonna be like when Will Ferrell was the coach for the
Oh
uh,
yeah.
Kicking
Was
and
it?
Screaming.
Yeah,
like
Kicking
when he
and
got
Screaming.
the Italians and they were winning all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be funny, but he's gonna be a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
and then you got like the mom from Gilmore Girls.
I saw that. Like,
She's
her
gonna be the
and
coach.
Emilio Estevez. I'm like, you guys don't have enough to do? Like,
Yeah, they both have just so much money that they're like, I think I need a little bit
they
more.
ran out.
I don't think they ran out. I think it's more of just like we need a little bit more.
That those Gilmore Girl royalties ran out.
I see that show all the time.
I know. There's no way it did.
And it's been over for like 10 years.
Yeah. Oh
But
man. All right. Go ahead.
It's gonna be like a couple months before they give it like an announcement saying like, oh, season 2's confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, guys. And I'm just gonna be thinking to myself, God damn it. Like, this is a show that should be one and done. But you know, it's Disney, so they're gonna be like, well, we saw some numbers here. We're gonna like it.
Yeah.
Won't be able to watch Letterkenny now. With
Never again.
Seeing Riley as that guy. If I do ever watch, if I watch it, I'll text you right away and be like, don't watch this. It's gonna be so bad.
All right, let's talk about a show. Well, two different shows. We're switching to anime, and I want to watch the Dota Dragon's Blood anime on Netflix, but I just like can't seem to like bring myself to be like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and watch it. Like I just can't do it.
Man.
I know.
You gotta. Find,
There's something
like,
about fantasy anime that just like puts me off. Like I just don't care as much about that.
All right, here's what you're gonna do, Bennett. Here's what you're gonna. All right, we're gonna finish this podcast. All right, we're gonna finish today's episode. And you're gonna go straight into, I don't know if it's on the other side of your computer or what. You're gonna grab a beer or something to drink, and you're gonna sit your butt right on that couch and press play. That's the only way it's gonna get done. If you're gonna second guess yourself, you're gonna be like, no, I don't want to do this. No, you grab a beer, you sit your ass in that couch, and you watch it. It's the only way. You can't prep yourself. You just gotta.
That's fair.
You just gotta Shia LaBeouf it. Just do it. Exactly. Do it. Believe in yourself.
And we're closing in on the end of Attack on Titan forever.
I'm still confused by that.
And I've never been more confused by that show in my life.
I think it's going to be a two-parter.
What does that mean?
Like, there's going to be, like, another, like, season.
Another final season?
I think. Because I swear to God, I've been seeing, like, a couple things that said Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 1 finishes today. So, I don't know if that's going to be...
You'd think there'd be more news.
There's so much more that they need to do.
I know, but you'd think they would have confirmed this by now.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm so scared.
I'm not ready for this to be over, Bennett.
I'm ready for it to be over. I just need answers.
You gotta get an encyclopedia.
You strung me along for too many years.
Too many. Oh, dude, and then my Adam and I show ended this year, and it was a really good episode.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
I just finished the 17th episode of it.
I can't remember which one that is, but
they're like in the middle of the group game.
Huh?
They're in the middle of like the group fight with the other school.
Oh, you've only got 7 episodes left then.
Oh, that's 7 more weeks.
Dude, the show is so good. It's so good, and My Hero started again.
Oh, that did come back.
Yeah, that came back.
I haven't watched it. Damn.
So we'll have to wait and see. You're gonna be surprised with a couple parts with that, but it was a decent episode.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. Rookie comes back tonight, so I'm excited about that.
That reminds me. I gotta bum my coworker for his Hulu account. I asked him, I was like, "Do you have Hulu?" He goes, "Yeah, man. I pay that extra shit for the no ads." It's like, okay.
It's the best way of putting it.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I think I've spoiled myself. I can't watch ads anymore.
You definitely have. If
I
you've
can't.
told me and you've said on here that if I see an ad that doesn't have a skip button, I click off the video.
Exactly. Even
You
if it's
can't
something
sit there for
that I
10 more
want to watch,
seconds.
I'll probably find it later.
Uh-huh.
But as the ones that really piss me off though are the 5 second ads that you can't skip.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones really anger me because I'm like, all right, just give me a 10 second ad. Don't just give me a two 5 second ones where I have to skip,
Mm-hmm.
where I can't skip. But I it's like especially on Facebook. Like I'll see like all these videos on Facebook and I get an ad and like halfway through one, I'm leaving that video. That shit angers me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to watch ads. Come
I
on.
see enough ads every day.
Yeah.
And I heard this theory. This is the last thing we'll end on this. I heard this theory that like um basically Android only exists to sell you ads.
I
Like
can
they
believe
literally
that.
made a competing smartphone because they saw the potential of being able to push ads to you.
I think I can believe that because I had my very one of my very first touchscreen phones was an Android.
Me too.
So I think every time like you went into the app store and you went to download a game,
Mm-hmm.
you were given an ad
Yeah.
like before you actually put the game onto your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I can believe that.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Also, real quick, I have
problem.
to ask you this because I'm not well versed in the tech community.
Mm-hmm.
Is Microsoft actually buying Discord?
I don't know if they
'Cause
actually are.
I saw like
I've seen
a
a ton of
number
rumors about it. I think they're in talks, probably. I saw some number like 10 billion.
$1 billion.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's an
Um,
absurd amount of money.
Microsoft's got it probably somewhere. Um, but they just officially got ZeniMax, which owns Bethesda. Um,
That's
and
the Fallout company, right?
yeah, they make Fallout, they made Skyrim, Doom,
Okay.
all sorts of stuff. They've made like a ton of games over the past like 30 years. And but so like Bethesda is owned by a media company called ZeniMax,
Okay.
and Microsoft bought ZeniMax, but they're kind of like nobody really cares about that, so they're only focusing on the whole Xbox Bethesda thing to kind of
Hmm.
make it seem like it's a little less harmless that they're just buying $1 billion company.
By the way, can we talk about how shitty Bethesda screwed up with Fallout 76 or whatever that
I guess
game
we
that
could talk
recently
about that. What they do
just like
recently?
how shitty that game was compared to how good Doom was.
Well, it's different. It's different actual game development.
But like the company Bethesda made it, right?
Bethesda paid id Software to make Doom. Bethesda itself made Fallout 76.
So what you're saying is Bethesda still screwed up.
Sure.
All right, yeah, Bethesda sucks. All right.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great weekend.